The hottest team in baseball is right here at 3rd and King. The Giants have been making their move to the top of the West over the past few weeks. But a red-hot July doesn't guarantee an orange October. And if they want to continue racking up the wins, they need to keep the line moving. Tonight, they take on the Brewers, and it's next. We've got another warm night here at the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready for Giants baseball. Game 2 of this 3-game series, Brewers and Giants. Hi again, buddy. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Hey, Giants have won 6 straight, 12 of 13. That's about as hot as you're going to get. But they don't want to stop. They know what the schedule looks like coming up, and they want to take on these Brewers tonight behind Matt Cain.
And they kind of believe in the process. It's play good baseball. Since the All-Star break, they are the hottest team in baseball. 9-1 record. They're hitting .291 as a team, and as a pitching staff, their ERA is 2.35. You can't get any hotter than that. You're going to win some ball games. Tonight they give the ball to Matt Cain, who's coming off his best start of the year. He went 6 strong against San Diego, and he'll try and continue that same effectiveness tonight and give his team a chance to win.
And another night where Buster Posey is behind the plate in this hot weather. Stay tuned. It should be a good one. Matt Cain's just getting here. Take a look at that. He'll be ready. Stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
BSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Your San Francisco Giants are a season-high 11 games over 500. They've won 6 straight. They'd like to make it 7 tonight. Game 2 of a 3-game series against the Brewers set to start shortly. Welcome back to the broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez. Matt Cain is on the hill for your San Francisco Giants tonight. Skipper Bruce Bochy said he looked like the old Matt Cain in his last outing, 6 innings of 1-run ball. Of course, the offense would like to give him some run support. They've been doing such a good job of that as of late. How about Brandon Crawford yesterday with a 2-run blast? We're going to make it our Togo's big play the Togo's way. It was estimated at 424 feet, came in the 4th inning off Kyle Loesch. Cron now leads all Major League shortstops with 15 home runs and 61 RBI this season. It was only the second of Crawford's 41 career home runs to come on a 3-0 count. His last July 5th of this season at the Nationals. He also has 4 home runs off the Brewers, of course, a grand slam as well, coming in his Major League debut in Milwaukee. All right, as I mentioned, Matt Cain on the hill. He's going to square off against the Brewers. Willie Peralta, lineup's first pitch. Dwayne and Mike, we've got it all, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us.
For Giants baseball, our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 72 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds at 11 miles per hour. Humidity right at 53%. It's a warm night. All right, let's take a look at the Brewers lineup. Lineup that Matt Cain will be facing. It'll be Gerardo Parra, who really has good numbers lifetime against the Giants, but also good numbers in July of this year. It'll be Lucroy Gomez and then Adam Lind. Davis will be in the 5th slot, followed by Jeanette, Segura, Perez, and then Willie Peralta.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be that man right there, Matt Cain, as he makes his way out to the mound, leading his team onto the field. Matt Cain, 30 years of age, 6'3", 230-pounder. He's 10 years a veteran in this league. And that is significant because in regards to pension, he is fully vested. Let's take a look at what he has done in 4 starts since coming back off the disabled list. 2-1 with a 4.09 ERA, 20 strikeouts in 22 innings. And what has really got the Giants so excited was his last outing in San Diego, because prior to the outing in San Diego, he didn't have that great Matt Cain command with the fastball, but he had it as the last start. And when he's right, you're going to see a low 90s fastball. He'll throw a changeup off the fastball. The fastball will have 2 movements, a 2-seam and 4-seam. He'll throw a curveball and a cutter, and he'll throw anything at any time. Against this Milwaukee Brewers team lifetime, Cain 3-7 with a 4.81 ERA. And let's take a look at the defense playing behind Cain tonight. Starting the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Aoki, Pagan, and Pence, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Joe Panic getting a night off tonight. Adrianza will be patrolling the right side along with Brandon Bell. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs. As Matt Cain tries to assure the Giants that they will win this series with the Brewers. They are on a roll. Since the All-Star break, they have been the hottest team in baseball. They won 9 out of their last 10. Right now, we're going to take a look at our AT&T U-verse Rewind. July 22nd, 2015, last Wednesday, Matt Cain's start with the Padres. The one we were talking about, 6 innings strong, 5 hits allowed, 1 walk, 6 base runners, 6 strikeouts. His first win against San Diego since August of 2012. And that's our AT&T U-verse Rewind.
So here's Cain. In at third is Duffy. Parra wanting time, but now he's ready, and we get started at 7:15. Parra did not hold up. It's no balls and 1 strike. 3:18 for Gerardo Parra. Next pitch is wide. Parra 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. That's what he does. He's a pest. He's a pain, but then he'll run into one. So he was on base 3 times last night. Drives this one to left. Aoki's not going to get it. And this is going to be a leadoff double for Gerardo Parra. That's the 5th lifetime double that Parra has had off of Matt Cain.
Now, when he stays inside the ball, he'll use the whole field, and when he does that, I mean, it's really difficult to get off speed. I mean, this is just a ball that's up out over the plate, stays inside it, shoots it down the field to left field like he's a right-handed pull hitter. I mean, when you see him trying to pull the ball and hit home runs, he's a guy you can get out. When he's staying inside it, he's a guy you have to stay away from. He's good at bat.
So here's Jonathan Lucroy. And Lucroy is chased off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes.
Umpires tonight, Tony Randazzo behind the plate, Phil Cuzzy at first, crew chief Jerry Davis will be at second, and Will Little will be at third. Randazzo was a low ball umpire, and he's got a wide zone, especially on the outside part of the plate to righties, and he is an umpire that looks for strikes.
And a strike to Lucroy, 248. When the Giants faced Milwaukee in the beginning of the season, Lucroy was on the disabled list, but just about ready to come back. He went 1 for 4 last night. He had an RBI. Gets this one out to center field for Pagan, and Parra's going to tag. Pagan catches. Parra's going to go. Here's the throw, and he made it. He made it only because Crawford had to cut it off. So he ends up being a productive out. And that'll bring up Gomez. And the first pitch to Gomez is wide. Gomez hitting .266. He went 0 for 4 last night. Very aggressive. And a strike. And that's about as patient as I've ever seen Carlos Gomez.
He's taken 2 pitches without coming out of his shoes. That's just rare.
Well, he's not going to take 3, so I'm betting on coming out of his shoes right here. Foul back, 1-2. So Kane looked like he came in.
Yeah, he's still looking for that release he had in San Diego. They set that target away, and he threw that ball in indeed. So not to the intended target. Takes you a few pitches to get settled in. Usually about 25, and you're locked and loaded.
Out of play. 92 away. Gomez has had 2 hits and 8 at-bats against Kane, and one of those 2 hits was a home run. Down low, 2-2. Hey, it's the A's. It's Sonny Gray on the hill tonight. Two and 2. 3-2. And clearly pitching for the strikeout.
Now, 2 times he's gone to the outside part of the plate with sliders, and 2 times they've been pretty easy takes. Adam Lind, the left-handed hitting big first baseman, on deck.
Driven to right. Pence cannot catch up to it. Gomez is going to put on the brakes. That's an RBI double, and the Brewers lead 1-0.
2 really nice at bats early on in this ball game from the Brewers, going opposite field to beat Kane. Kane in a get-it-in situation, 3-2, and he's going to make him swing the bat. Just belt high T-ball location, and Gomez, to his credit, not trying to do too much. Inside action for a double.
So here's Adam Lind. 285, 16 home runs, 58 runs batted in. So those are good numbers. He's had a couple of hits and 4 at-bats in his career against Matt Cain. Right now Cain facing Lind with Gomez at second and good speed, and the first pitch is wide, 1-0. You see Chris Davis on deck. And a strike. So it's 1 ball and 1 strike.
Good changeup. Now Kane wants to talk it over with Posey. They'll have an idea as to how they want to pitch a guy before the game, but when a guy gets in a batter's box, all of a sudden that could change. If you get a sense he's trying to pull you, or if he's looking one side of the plate, you want to talk it over and all of a sudden change how you're going to try and get him out.
And a called strike. It's 1-2.
Guys know they have to vary the looks that they give Gomez at second. I mean, he will try and steal third. If you get predictable to your rhythm and your head turns.
And a bullet into right field, a base hit. Here comes Pence. His throw will be cut off, and it's 2-0. So Lynn comes up with an RBI, and that'll bring up Chris Davis. Davis hitting .244.
Sliding in. Kind of does that on his own. I mean, Chris Davis was the on-deck hitter, and he was telling him to stand up. And when in doubt, go head first, I guess.
Absolutely.
That's kind of hard on your body.
First pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. 2 doubles in the inning and a solid single.
That ball right by him. Chris Davis is a pretty good fastball hitter. If he's late on a fastball that much, he did not see it. Not the easiest to see right now with the glare on the batter's eye in center.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
I think Chris Davis can't believe he's missing those.
I don't know if it's the hitting background is getting him. Back, so he came through him another one, and this time he sends it into the seats.
That was not a good location. Right here in the head to count 1-2. That was out over the middle play at the belt. Still trying to zero that release point in. He has made some location mistakes in this inning, and Brewers are making him pay.
And Davis got a piece, so he stays alive. It remains 1-2.
That's good location there.
Game 5 of this homestand. Giants and Brewers will wrap it up tomorrow, and then a day off on Thursday, and then a long road trip, a 10-game road trip. One and two. Belt with room. 2 outs. And here's Scooter Gennett.
Been impressed with Scooter Gennett's swings in this series. Really had good balance in his approach.
Well, he may be the young second baseman that they're looking for. Last night, 1 for 4. And the first pitch is down low. Just underway here on a warm night at the corner of 3rd and King. Fed Council and the Brewers in town for one more day tomorrow. On the ground, foul.
Don Rhodey, our ball dude down the first base side. Easy, big fella. Easy. He's had a pant leg blowout, and it's the first inning. Uh-oh. Keep an eye on Don.
Oh, Don's got some new leather.
There's Rick Apicicea. He's our ball dude on the third base side.
Apicicea? Pretty good on that one.
Practiced. He's ready.
He's got the 6-finger glove. And the 7th when you put your finger out.
That's true.
So he's got the 7-finger glove. 1 and 2. Very high, 2 and 2.
27 pitches from Kane.
is hit on the ground, foul. So Kane working hard here in the first.
It never gets old.
She thinks it does.
Well, when you wear it to bed, you know, it kind of
Absolutely
loses a little bit of the fun.
It's rough on the expensive pillow. Got him, and that'll end the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 left. Giants are coming up. Here's Bruce Bochy to line up. Pagano, Aoki, and Duffy. Duffy, 95 hits this season. That leads all rookies in the major leagues. Posey, the cleanup hitter, then Pence, Belt, and Crawford. Adrianza gets the start. He's hitting 8th, and Kane 9th.
On the hill tonight for the Brewers will be the right-hander Willie Peralta, 26 years old. He's a 3-year veteran. Take a look at what he has done in 9 starts. He's getting off the disabled list. The last start that he made was May 22nd when he had a problem with his oblique. He's 1-5 with a 4.0 ERA. When he's right, you're going to see a fastball that goes mid to high 90s. It's a good one. It has got some giddy up, and in a high 3/4 release, his curveball is straight down. It is one of the better breaks in the National League, and he also throws a changeup. Not a 3-pitch guy. Against the Giants, lifetime 2-1 with a 5.40 ERA. Just take a look at the Brewers defensively. Behind Peralta, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Davis, Gomez, and Parra. Great arms in center and in right. Segura and Perez on the left side. We'll come back to the defense in a second. As Pagan takes strike 1. Jeanette and Lind on the right side of the infield for the Brewers. And Jonathan Lucroy will be in the squad putting down the signs.
Out of play. 0-2. Pagan 6 for 10 in his career. That's creative.
Well, it's always something new. I mean, they have a great attitude coming to the yard. They have fun.
Back. By the way, Tony Randazzo is the home plate umpire.
Their masks on, brought their gloves, they're ready. And there is
1-2.
That curveball he throws, the straight downer. And the thing about Peralta, when he gets it going, he'll spot that big curveball inside outside. He's got a nice feel with it.
Hit on the ground, and Lind is going to go to first. And here's Aoki. Milwaukee hitting at .313, first game back last night, and Milwaukee went 0 for 3. And Perez at third makes the catch, 2 outs. And here's Duffy. Duffy, 3 for 4 last night. Scored a run. Duffy's got that average now up to .307.
I mean, that's a solid year he's having. 9 big flies, 46 release.
Plus, he walked into the big leagues and he's ended up with a single-digit number. He got 5. That's a good number.
Yeah, that's a good number. And he really is the talk of the league. Our Xfinity speed pitch brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go. That last pitch at 95.
There's the 1-1. Hit on the ground to Segura. In the inning. So the number 5 really didn't do well in that at bat, but you're thinking that it's going to do a lot better.
Today, we all got a chance to meet Mr. Rick Carone. You're taking a look at him right now. He's a good friend of Hunter Strickland's. The two met because Rick is a TV host of an outdoor adventure show. Of course, Hunter's a major outdoorsman. Rick is also battling stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He's been battling it for 3 years, and he decided to make the time he has left matter. He is traveling around to major league parks and taking BP. Every dollar he raises, he is donating 100% to St. Jude's Children's Cancer Research Hospital. Gentlemen, a bunch of Giants jumped on board to match that. Their donations will go to a local children's hospital. And Rick had a great day. He played a little minor league ball as well, guys.
Well, that's a good story, and good luck to that young man.
Indeed. He's got a pretty good swing, too. You could tell he could play.
Segura 0-2. Ooh, 1-2.
Just a wee bit low.
2-0 Milwaukee here in the second. Perez and then Peralta, so this is the bottom of this Brewer lineup. Brewers are 23 and 28 on the road. They're 6 and 18 in the National League against the National League West. Out of play. Some of our finest here tonight. Belt, Adrianza, Belt puts it away. Well, Tuesday, August 11th is the second Irish Heritage Night. Remember, you need a special ticket to get all the goodies. For tickets for the August 11th night, visit sfgiants.com/special events. Here's Perez. Perez had a hit last night. He's 1 for 3. Swing. He ain't gonna miss. Good breaking ball. That's the breaking ball that got Matt Cain to the big leagues.
And he started to get it down too. I mean, he left a lot of those breaking balls up in the strike zone in the first inning. But you're right. That was his specialty pitch when he first showed up. Kind of a two-pitch guy. And along the way, Matt Cain has learned a couple of different grips with the fastball. He's learned to change up, cutter, slider.
Out of play on a fastball high and away, so it remains 0-2.
And the other thing that you learn when you pitch for 10 years at the big league level, as Matt Cain has done, is you learn to read swing types, you learn to read hitters.
On the ground to Adrianza, and that'll be a 4-3 putout. And here's Peralta.
And I think when you learn to read hitters, you learn how to be efficient with your pitches. Veteran pitcher, you don't necessarily want to strike out unless the situation calls for it, or you tick him off. He wants to get you out as few pitches as he can get. Anything 3 pitches or less, I mean, that's the goal.
First pitch swinging Peralta, who's 0 for 13 on the year.
Yeah, but don't pay too much attention to that. He can hit. Smile, everybody.
Cotton candy. Good breaking ball, 0-2. And a 3-pitch, see you later. And the Giants. Posey, Pence, and Belt coming up.
Brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Brewers with 2 runs in the first inning. And here it'll be Posey, Pence, and Belt. Buster took a rare 0 for 4 last night. His average at 324. And he takes a strike on the outside corner. Pretty good success lifetime against Peralta. He's 5 for 9. Rolls this one to third. And Perez will throw out Buster Posey. 1 out.
4 down so far from Peralta.
3 ground balls and a pop-up.
11 pitches. Efficient.
Here's Pence. Pence takes very high. Pence with an average right at 300. Chases that high fastball and it's popped out of play. And another foul out of play. So Pence behind in the count, 0-2. Trying to get on for Brandon Belt. 1-2. New baseballs for Tony Randazzo, the home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Peralta.
94-mile-an-hour two-seam fastball right at the knees with sinking movement. Giants have yet to get Peralta in the stretch.
Belt at 277. Out of play. Look out.
Let's take a look at the motion of Peralta with our Exmo, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And watch the high 3/4 release. I mean, he really gets up high, which gives him that great tilt on the breaking ball. It's a 12-6 break.
Oh, 2. Crawford to follow. Hit into center field. Gomez will put it away, and that'll end the inning. 6 up, 6 down. 3rd inning coming up. It's 2-0 Milwaukee.
July 28, 1998, and that's when Kirk Reeder was masterful against his former team as he threw a complete Game 2 hitter in a 7-1 victory against the Expos. It was his 11th win of the year. And Reeder's bat also supplies some pop as he singled in the 7th and doubled in the 8th for the first extra base hit of his career. This was the third of Reeder's 4 career complete games. He had 2 with the Giants, and the last one was June 9th, 1999 against the Rockies. That's our McDonald's True Stories.
Here's Parra. Parra doubled to open up the game and eventually scored. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Woody.
Son of a building block.
Yeah, Woody. Where's Woody? 0-2.
That's good curveball. That's all of a sudden come alive.
On deck is Jonathan Lucroy.
Buster says, give me one more of those.
And a base hit. Next homestand, the Nationals. They'll be at AT Park for a 4-game series. The Sunday game, the 16th, the first 20,000 fans are going to receive a Juan Marichal replica statue courtesy of Coca-Cola. sfgiants.com/tickets. And back into the stretch with Parra at first. And here's Jonathan Lucroy. In this series so far, just a game and then 3 innings into this one, Parra has been on base 5 times. Parra goes. Base hit right where Crawford was. So Parra is going to go over to third, and it'll put runners at first and third.
Well, that's the beauty of starting a runner. Greg Counsell, the skipper for the Brewers, sending Parra in motion, and Crawford, I mean, he's got to leave his position to cover the base, and what would have probably been a 6-4-3 double play now becomes a runner at first and third, nobody out.
So here's Gomez. Gomez doubled down the right field line in the first. And right at Duffy on a soft line drive. Wow. So that'll bring up Adam Lind.
He walks back to the dugout. It's almost like he's the first guy that ever lined out to somebody.
Tonight, maybe. So Lind, who singled in the first, steps up. Runners at first and third with 1 out. 2-0 Milwaukee. High into left center field. This is deep enough to score Parra. So Parra will score. It's 3-0 on the sacrifice fly.
Nice at bat from Adam Lind. I mean, that's the RBI that you always take for granted until somebody doesn't get the runner in when he's at third with less than 2 outs.
Yeah, well, that's the one when you're talking on the wrap about opportunities wasted. So here's Chris Davis. Davis takes a strike.
Got her colors on. Never ceases to amaze me. You walk into the Giants dugout store, and you're going to see hats that you've never seen before.
Slowly hit to Crawford. Crawford gets a big hop, and that'll end the inning. So a run on 2 hits. Crawford, Adrianza, and Kane coming up. 3-0 Milwaukee.
Bochy on Brandon Crawford's home run he hit last night. He said, hey, he hit it where the big boys hit him. You got to get all of it to get it to leave there. Last night was only the second of Crawford's 41 home runs to come on a 3-0 count. The other one came earlier this year, July 5th, when he did it against the Nationals off of Jordan Zimmerman. 5 of Crawford's 15 homers this season, where they've come in games started by Chris Heston.
So here's Crawford to lead things off. Peralta pitching with a 3-run lead. Big swing and a foul off of Lucroy. Here in this ballpark, we'll see where Crawford's home runs have gone.
Now, the majority of his home runs have gone to the pull side of the field. But these 5 here, those are the ones that really let the league know that you've got some power.
Yeah, those are big boy home runs. Crawford goes the other way, and that's foul.
96 mile-an-hour fastball.
Yep. I got it. Here you go. Good move. It's our experience that over the years, that move works every time.
Every time.
However, sometimes you get some sympathy.
Yeah, he'll get more tomorrow when the bruise comes out.
Wow. 2 balls, 2 strikes. I mean, if he's going to get sympathy like that, he's going to start thinking about season tickets.
That's true.
2-2 to Crawford, trying to get on for Adrianza. Lucroy's getting beat up. It's 3-2.
One thing the Giants lineup has done consistently this year, especially when they've been hot, in these last 12 games or so, they're hitting 291 as a team, but they get pitches out of the opposing pitcher, and that hasn't happened tonight. No. Peralta's been cruising.
Up the middle, and a base hit under the diving Jeanette. And Crawford's got the first hit of the game for the Giants.
That has been the best at bat of the night.
Dave Fleming is on assignment. John Miller, he'll be in here innings 4, 5, and 6. I'll head over to the KMBR side. And here's Adrianza. Adrianza hasn't played a whole lot. Consequently, his numbers only hitting 125. But he hit over 300 in AAA. There's a bouncing ball foul to sweet hands Billy Hayes. Jacques Cousteau flips it into the seats. No balls in 1 strike. This makes me laugh.
Sean Dustin calls Billy Hayes Jacques Cousteau because he likes to fish.
He's in the water all the time.
And he's in the water all the time.
On the ground, it could be a pair. Segura to Jeanette, on to Lynn, and that's a 6-4-3 double play. And that'll bring up King. Guys who fish aren't in the water, they're in the boat.
Well, they're on the water or near the water. And if they have waders, they can get in the water.
I don't think Billy Hayes is a waders kind of guy. I think what Dunston was like was for Billy Hayes to fall out of the boat.
He would wear out 2 phone batteries taking pictures of that.
1 ball and 1 strike.
He's been doing a lot of surf fishing out at Ocean Beach.
It's like the guy that goes to Vegas and never ever comes back saying he lost money. Billy Hayes never comes back saying I didn't catch anything.
You know, cell phones have been great because he takes a picture of the fish. Now we don't know if it's his or the guy next to him, but
yeah, he got it at Whole Foods on the way home. John Miller's going to be in. I'll see you back here in the 7th. It's 3-0 Milwaukee.
MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. At bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins, replay reviews, radio broadcasts, StatCast, and much, much more. Check out the StatCast. It is amazing. And you can get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or your tablet. We are back here at AT&T. Brewers on top of the Giants right now by the score of 3-0. We're heading to the top of the 4th inning. And here to tell you all about it, my old pal, John Miller.
I've decided it's too hard to tell you all about it. I'm just going to tell a certain few select things, and then you're going to tell them all about it.
It is your favorite app.
That the MLB app with the StatCast, I like it. First ball swinging, Jeanette deep into right center field, and that is in between them, all the way to the wall. He's going to keep going around second, relayed to Crawford, and he will not throw to third. A triple for Scooter Jeanette.
So for Matt Cain tonight, John, it just he's made some mistakes with location, and to the credit of the Brewers hitters, they're not missing these mistakes.
Well, the Brewers can hit. They'd been slumping when they got to town, but this is a team that has a lot of guys who can hit, and so sometimes I guess you might call it a little wildness in the strike zone, and it's cost him big time.
He's made mistakes up, and he's done that with breaking balls, a changeup, and in fastballs in counts where he's had leverage.
Base hit to left, and that will get Segura home. That was a breaking ball that looked down. It might well have been called a ball had he not swung at it, but Segura gets the RBI.
So Mark Gardner, the Giants bullpen coach, he's starting to head down to the pen, which usually means there'll be someone very quickly starting to get loose, and that somebody's going to be Yasmero Petit.
2 pitches into this inning. A run and 2 hits for the Brewers. So here's Hernan Perez. And it's 0-1. Perez started the year with the Detroit Tigers, and he just could not get a hit. He was 2 for 33 with the Tigers. And then the Brewers picked him up. And he's part of the reason that they said, okay, we can afford to get rid of Aramis Ramirez and try to get some prospects for him. because this guy's doing very well playing third base. So Hernan Perez, who coming into play tonight, had hit .311 as a Brewer. The runner going, the ball is popped up. Going down the right field line is Belt, and it's a catch in the stands.
Yeah, that guy had him played perfectly. Let's go, Dad. That's my dad. Oh, yeah.
You could have played in the big leagues, right, Dad?
Yep.
0-2 the count to Perez with Peralta, the pitcher, on deck. 4-0. Milwaukee leading the Giants, and back to the bag is Segura. Segura leads the Brewers with 15 steals, actually tied with Ryan Braun for the club lead in that category. Check swing. Belt. He'll run it over there himself just in time to get the hustling Perez. And Segura moves over to second.
I always thought that kind of a hit right there. You can tell if a guy's a hustler, because I mean that's the hardest one to get out of the box with. Your heart's not really in it, but Perez really busted his tail down that line.
So now Kane to Willie Peralta, who struck out his first time. Peralta, who is 0 for 14 this year with 9 strikeouts and 3 for 71 in his young major league career with the bat.
When you look at his swing and you're thinking, how is that even possible? Because he's got a swing that if he connects, he'll hit it out of here. Always assume the guy's a great hitter.
Holding at second, Segura. Crawford. And that is out number 2. Well, he did hit it. That's not a bad idea if you're a pitcher. Just always swing for the home run, and maybe every once in a while.
That's Madison Bumgarner's theory.
Well, Bumgarner actually can hit a little bit.
I said, well, you know, that first strike, that's your strike. You go up there and try and hit the ball out of the ballpark. Just, I do that every pitch. Okay. And it's working. He's got 9 lifetime home runs.
Okay, Matty, you need any other advice from me?
Yeah. Okay, you're on your own now.
2 down here is Parra, who is 2 for 2 in this game. He started the 2-run first inning rally with a double down the left field line, and then he got another rally going in the third with a single. 4-0 Milwaukee here. We're in the 4th inning. Segura at second. Buster Posey. And he's got it. Another run for the Brewers. The Giants are down by 4 as the top of the order comes up. Pagan, Aoki, and Duffy when we come back.
So much gratitude going all around AT&T. We have a real special story for you. To my right, you are looking at the Pengel family. Today marks 40 years of women on patrol with the SFPD. And these 4 ladies that you're looking at, they're sisters, and they are the only family to have 4 sisters active with the SFPD at one time. And the one closest to me right here, Miss Miriam in the hat, she was the very first female on patrol with the San Francisco Police Department in 1975. Mindy, Miriam, Molly, and Mo. Thank you from all of us, John and Mike.
All right, a part of law enforcement history right there. Thanks, Amy G.
Gamers.
1 ball, 1 strike to Angel Pagan, leading off for the Giants here in the 4th inning. The Giants have some catching up to do, trailing 4-0 here. So far, they've had only 1 hit against Willie Peralta. Pagan grounded out to first his first time. Going back, Davis, and he gets there. That ball really hit hard by Pagan, but Davis able to catch up to it.
Well, we talked about this ballpark playing live tonight because of the heat that has come into the Bay Area. Now, it's very comfortable, but there is carry in this ballpark, and that fly ball really illustrated what we're talking about. And Chris Davis, I mean, he can cover some ground in left field, and he had to go a long way for that thing.
Here is Aoki, who popped up to third his first time. Too high. 1 ball, no strikes. Day game tomorrow, 12:45, on what's supposed to be a very hot day. Hottest day of the year, likely. Jake Peavy versus Mike Fiers. 95-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Giants will be going on a long road trip after tomorrow. Their next home game will not be until 2 weeks from tonight. Hit very softly but foul. 1-2 the count. Giants go to Texas, where it's this time of year, it's liable to be over 100 degrees every day while the Giants are in Arlington, Texas.
Dry heat.
Yeah. Dry heat. Humidity probably only 60-70%.
But you'll pick up a little humidity as you head into Atlanta next stop.
Well, I used to work in Arlington, Texas, and it's not dry heat like Phoenix. It's just not as humid as Atlanta or Houston. But it'll be way more humid than the Giants are used to, that's for sure. And then Atlanta, where it's going to be hot and humid, and then Chicago. Right now, it's in the 80s every day and humid in Chicago.
Well, you think about the next 5 cities the Giants will play on the road in the month of August. They're all likely to be hot and humid, and you got to be in shape. I mean, the dog days, they don't call them the dog days for nothing.
1-2 the count to Aoki. And he just got a piece of that one.
Yeah, we talk about Texas, Atlanta, and Chicago. The next road trip the Giants will go on will be into St. Louis and then Pittsburgh for 4. So no need to bring a sweater, sweatshirt, or a jacket.
St. Louis, probably the worst time of the year to go into St. Louis.
August, man. Woo.
Right to Scooter Gennett. Hit sharply by Aoki, but right to the second baseman. 2 down, nobody on, and here is Matt Duffy.
St. Louis is one of those cities that you used to, as a starter, you pitch every 5th day. You would start counting your days as to when you would start getting into the month where you would play the Cardinals if it was late July or early August. And if you caught one of those Sunday games, because they don't play day games except for Sunday. And if you caught that Sunday game on turf, good luck. It was going to be an obstacle.
Ball 1 to Matt Duffy, who grounded out to short his first time.
And I think that's one thing that really improved the game when they got rid of a lot of the turf. The National League used to have a lot of it. On Sunday days, it was just unbearable. Any day game, it was unbearable.
Well, the turf that's left is mostly in the American League now in Toronto and St. Petersburg, Florida. And Troy Tulowitzki will be playing on turf a lot. having been traded to the Toronto Blue Jays. 3-0.
That really was the one trade that kind of shocked the world of baseball. I didn't think Tulowitzki would ever leave Colorado. But now, not only leaving Colorado, leaving the National League.
And that's a 4-pitch walk to Duffy to extend the inning with Buster Posey coming up.
Plus, the American League East is a good hitters league. They got ballparks that are really hitter friendly. Baltimore, New York, Boston, Toronto.
So his home games, that's at a ballpark. It's a good home run hitter's ballpark. And then most of the road games in the division, same thing. Troy Tulowitzki. Jose Reyes goes to the Rockies as Duffy is back to the bag. Reyes, there's a lot of people believe that he won't be in Colorado very long, that they're going to flip him to somebody else for more prospects. Ball 1 to Buster.
Giants need a little lightning right now. With a 2-out thunder. Down 4-0 in this part of the lineup. This is the part of the lineup that has really been productive.
Buster has had 5 hits in 10 career at bats against Willie Peralta. Called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 runs, 7 hits for the Brewers. No runs, 1 hit for the Giants. Down in LA, they're going to the last of the 5th inning. Sonny Gray and the Athletics with a 1-0 lead over the Dodgers on the out-of-town scoreboard. Well, they seem to be very concerned about Duffy. Why are they so concerned about Duffy? With Buster Posey batting and 2 down.
Well, I mean, really, he's in scoring position if you think about it when he's at first base with Posey up there.
Buster has to lean back from a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. 2-1. Big crowd tonight. There's the panoramic view of the San Francisco end of the Bay Bridge in the background and the city skyline. And inside the view, the majestic view. You got the low strike. 96 miles an hour, 2-2.
96 knee-high outside corner. Definitely is not looking for that location. Why would you?
Two and 2 to Buster Posey. Hunter Pence on deck, hoping to bat here in the 4th inning. Hit very softly. And he'll beat it out. And now Perez tried for the all or nothing. Barehanded grab. Couldn't do it. Base hit for Buster. And that extends the inning to Hunter Pence. That's the look at it. And Perez figured the only way he was going to have a chance to get Buster was to make that barehanded pickup, and couldn't quite do it.
That was a do-or-die play. I mean, he was playing so far back that he had to come in. Last thing you're expected from Posey is a swing and bunt.
Pence struck out his first time. 2 on. Too low. Ball 1. First time the Giants have gotten a runner as far as second base in this game. They've only had 2 hits. Duffy at second, Posey at first. The wind is blowing out here at AT&T Park. One and one.
Peralta this inning, 21 pitches he's thrown. 12 of them have been fastballs 95 miles an hour or more. And a lot of them have just been knee-high perfect with a little sink. Not easy pitches to elevate.
Giants as a team have done well in situations such as this, as you can see. Pence went down for one.
Yeah, 96. Knee high, perhaps a bit below.
Willie Peralta, 26 years old, 6'1", 245 pounds. Pitching for the first time in a little over 5 weeks. He'd had a left oblique strain that put him on the shelf. He won 17 games for the Brewers last year, a big breakthrough season for him.
Well, the stuff he's showing tonight, I mean, you can see how that could happen. He's got great stuff.
And both runners will advance.
Jonathan Lucroy had none chance. I mean, this is a major league scud. Watch how far out in front of home plate this thing bounces up. And for Lucroy, you have no idea what that thing's going to do. It skims down on him. That's 96-mile-an-hour scud. Good luck. So the Giants get a couple of gifts at 90 feet, and now Pence gets the hit with 2 runners in scoring position.
So now a base hit to the outfield could mean 2 runs. As Lucroy out to speak with his big right-hander, Peralta. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hunter Pence. Brandon Belt is on deck. Oh, struck him out, and he missed that one by plenty. On to the 5th inning. Lucroy coming up, 4-0 Milwaukee.
This game will follow the action with In-Game Live, brought to you by Smud. There, you're going to find a pitch tracker, live updating box score, real-time play-by-play updates, and much, much more. Only on csnbayarea.com. Smud, Sacramento Municipal Utilities District.
The panoramic view of the San Francisco half of the San Francisco-Oakland Bay Bridge, which to us just leads right over here to AT Park. The beautiful downtown home of the Giants as Kane throws a first pitch strike. There's the East Bay end on the other side of Yerba Buena Island. Really cool looking new part of the bridge. Lucroy down the left field line. It is off the wall and almost over the wall. Aoki into second, and Lucroy makes it with a double.
And Matt Kane right back in the stretch. The Brewers have been unbelievable getting the leadoff runner on in this game. 4 out of 5 innings they've been able to get the leadoff hitter on. 3 times they've done it with extra base hits. Set the target away. A little lazy breaking ball just lingers out middle in above the knee. I mean, that is right to the wheelhouse of Lucroy. And you're not going to make a mistake like that or miss a mistake like that. And it almost gets knocked out of here.
Strike one to Carlos Gomez, who's had a double that not going to run and is lined out to third. He was checking his bat there to see if it cracked. And then what was he doing with it? Smelling it?
Yeah. Just give it the old sniff test.
Hunter Pence with Lucroy tagging up at second. Lucroy's going to go for third. And the throw is way off line, and he's in there. Giants bullpen back to work here in the 5th inning. The Giants already down 4-0 in the 5th inning. There's Yusmeiro Petit once again.
That's not going to take him long to get hot. It's the second hump he's had tonight, so 12-14 pitches, he'll be good to go.
Lind has singled home a run and had a sacrifice fly. He's knocked in 2 runs. That gives him 60 runs batted in this year. Giants overloaded, playing him to pull. The third baseman, though, Duffy, stays close to third with Lucroy. 2-0. Oakland still leading the Dodgers 1-0. Top of the 6th inning in L.A. Sonny Gray, the Oakland right-hander. Sonny Gray pitching a beauty so far against the former Oakland left-hander Brett Anderson down there. Buster Posey. And he's got it.
As good as a strikeout.
So Lucroy had to hold at third. So here is Chris Davis, who has fouled out to first and grounded out to short. Noah Syndergaard is flirting with a perfect game into the 7th inning. Will Venable finally with a couple outs in the 7th hit a single. Syndergaard ended up going 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs, no walks, as the Mets beat the Padres 4-0. 1 ball and no strikes. The Mets got the Oakland closer Tyler Clippard to be a setup man for them in a trade. Been a lot of trades here the last 3-4 days. Up and away, but none that provoked the sort of comment that the Troy Tulowitzki trade provoked.
Yeah, that was a shocker. I mean, his name had kind of been mentioned that he might be moved. Nobody really took it seriously.
That's a strike, 2-1.
But I mean, it's been fairly active. I mean, the trade deadline's Friday, so I would expect every day you're going to see more moves.
But definitely nobody who even was talking about a possibility of Tulowitzki being traded had him going to Toronto, where the Blue Jays need pitching. Along the right field line, Hunter Pence into foul ground, and he runs out of room. So Davis is still alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Sam would have a hard time seeing it. It is dusky right now. The sky is not easy. Balls get up into it. It's a challenge for infielders and outfielders. But sometimes you just flat out run out of room. There you see he throws the hands up. Not too comfortable as to where it was. I don't think even if he got to the wall, he could have leaned in and got that one.
Clearly seemed to have lost sight of it there, at least for a moment or two. And a great save by Buster. 3-2.
That was. I don't think he got a lot of leather on that thing. That was pretty much all bare arm. Runner at third base with good speed, and you know you're trying to block it any way you can. And here he's sacrificing his right arm. Nice play.
And that is the strikeout. So Lucroy leads off with a double, but he does not score. 4-0 Milwaukee. Belt, Crawford, and Adrianza coming up for the Giants.
For you. Now with the StubHub app, you can select your favorite teams and artists and discover new ones too. Start at StubHub and let the fun find you, the official fan-to-fan marketplace of the San Francisco Giants. StubHub.
Brandon Belt leads off for the Giants, who are trailing 4-0, being shut out so far by Willie Peralta. And it's 0-1. Belt hit a fly ball to center his first time. Last of the 6 down in L.A. Still 1-0 Oakland. Sonny Gray going back to work for the Athletics down there. Here's Lind. The feed to Peralta, and Belt is 0 for 2.
Yep, show your rings off. Those are great. Oh, yeah, and wear them every day. Do not take those things off. Unless you're a dentist.
Brandon Crawford, who singled his first time. And that's into the crowd off to the left. Strike one.
Peralta's fastball has just been very impressive tonight. Oops, careful now. Nice play. Never spilled a drop. Psyched.
There's Parra right in front of the third archway. Another solid contact by Brandon Crawford, but into and out. So 2 down.
Folks just behind the fence in right field doing some commentating.
And Parra. Well, Parra looks like he's having fun with it.
Yeah, he is.
That's ball one to Adrianza.
I mean, you have to go with it. If you let a bleacher section know that they're getting to you, you have none chance.
Got the low strike there. 1 ball, 1 strike to Adrianza. He grounded into a double play in the 3rd. 2 down, nobody on for the Giants. And Justin Maxwell is on deck with Matt Cain due up next. Although the Giants bullpen is quiet. Scooter Gennett. Well, that's 5 impressive innings in for Peralta. Still 4-0 Brewers as we head to the 6th inning.
California State Parks Division of Boating and Waterways, which reminds you to wear it, California. Wear that life jacket.
Matt Cain drops in a changeup for a strike to Scooter Gennett. How about have you taken a look at the score in Arlington, Texas tonight, where the Yankees are playing the Rangers, which is where the Giants go for the weekend?
Yeah.
The Rangers got 5 runs in the 1st inning. They knocked the Yankee starter, Chris Capuano, out of the box.
Oh.
And then in the 2nd inning, the Yankees got 11 runs.
Gee.
And that's Duffy for the catch. Scooter Gennett is now 1 for 3. The Rangers starter never got an out in the 2nd inning. And then they brought in the veteran Wandy Rodriguez, who's been doing a lot of starting, as you see Jeremy Affeldt in the Giants bullpen. And the starting pitcher gave up 8 runs, and the relief pitcher Wandy Rodriguez gave up 7. They were behind 16-5 after 4, after having a 5-0 lead after 1. And I just saw a note that said that the Rangers are the 2nd team since 1900 to have 2 pitchers allow 7 runs and record less than 3 outs in the same game. 2 pitchers in the same game.
2 rough outings.
So you saw up on the board there, they're having a hard on the hand-operated out-of-town scoreboard, having a hard time keeping up with that one. It's now 21-5. The Yankees leading Texas. Hunter Pence. And Segura is gone. He's 1 for 3.
When it gets to be 21-5, you start taking volunteers as to who wants to pitch.
Adam Rosales, remember him with Oakland?
Yeah.
Infielder, guy who can play almost anywhere in the field. And tonight he's proven it. He's the pitcher in the 9th inning. Here is Hernan Perez. 4-0 Milwaukee leading. Check swing foul. Perez is 0 for 2. He grounded out on a check swing to Brandon Belt his last time. Pence gets there. That is a 3-up and 3-down inning for Matt Cain. He did it on 8 pitches. He's scheduled to lead off after the 6th. Then Pagan and Aoki. The Giants are down by 4.
Is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. And by Xfinity, home of the most liked sports.
Well, they finally have printed some more numbers out there in the hand-operated scoreboard to denote the 2-run 9th inning for the Yankees in Texas. Yeah, 21-5. They don't have to put the 2 in that column very often out there.
No, they do not.
And what's worse, if you're the Rangers in that game, you just checked it out, Mike. Rangers had 5 runs in the first inning, and Capuano was knocked out. The bullpen came in. How many more hits have the Rangers had since the Yankee bullpen has been in there for 7 1/3?
None hits. Capuano goes 2/3 of an inning, walks 5, 3 hits, 5 earned runs. Moreno goes 5 1/3 no-hit innings, walks 1, and then Warren goes 2 innings, 6 up, 6 down. So, I mean, that's 7 1/3 no-hit innings, almost perfect, despite the 1 walk.
So Oakland has lengthened its lead now 2-0 in the top of the 7th over the Dodgers. As Blanco pinch hits for Matt Cain here in the 6th inning against Peralta. Look out! He just did get his back leg out of the way of that one.
Well, a lot of Matt Cain fans out here tonight.
Because he's the horse.
He is the horse.
He went 6 tonight. Strike 2 called. Blanco with a .295 average. Sonny Gray has allowed 1 hit in 6 innings down in L.A. Now with a 2-0 lead. Josh Reddick a home run in the 7th for the Athletics against the former Oakland left-hander Brett Anderson. Smashed into right field, a base hit. Top of the order coming up now. Let's go down to Amy G.
All right, John, I like your enthusiasm, and we need it because it's our fan photo contest, and we need fans to send them in. It is sponsored by T-Mobile. You're looking at our latest thank you to Tony Lighthizer, mom and her 3 daughters. What's she doing? Because I can't figure out who's mom in that picture. We like it. Send yours in. Tweet it to us. Hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. One more time. Hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. John, I want you to tweet us a photo. Let's get on that.
As soon as I ever tweet anybody, that'll be my first one. I promise. Pregame with a foul at the first base side. Instagram. I've enjoyed the Instagram. Dwayne Kuiper has enjoyed the Instagram.
Hey, you've got the greatest Instagram account on the planet.
I actually checked on that because you said that the other day.
Yeah.
And I'm in the top 1.7 million.
See, I told you.
That's pretty good, though. Base hit to left. Well, the Giants, who had only 2 hits in 5 innings, get 2 consecutive hits here in the 6th inning against Peralta. And now Aoki coming up. Pagano hit the ball very hard the last time he was up there, but into an out. Now the pitching coach, Rick Kravitz, will go out to the mound. And the Brewers are going to get the bullpen going. Looks like Blazek headed down to the pen. The right-hander.
Giant fan for life. 4 months, 14 days and counting. Yeah, well, welcome to the club. Just watching the game. Checking out the girls in the bleachers. And a bit.
Yeah, cool sign. What does it taste like?
I think he's going to find out.
Here is Aoki, who has popped up to third and grounded out to second. Still looking for his first hit since coming off the disabled list yesterday. Just a little bit low.
He still doesn't have his strike zone dialed in completely. I mean, he has been in the swing mode since he's been back. When he gets dialed in, he's usually pretty selective as to what he goes after.
That's a foul.
This is one of the hardest things to do. I mean, when you get injured and go on the disabled list, and you don't have a spring training to get ready. So everybody tries to hurry it back. And, you know, the one thing that suffers for hitters is their ability to define the strike zone, stay in the strike zone, get good pitches to hit. More often than not, they'll leave the zone and chase. And it takes you at bats to just get it all honed back in.
2 men on, nobody out for the Giants. A threat here in the 6th inning, down 4-0. That's low with the breaking ball. Smothered in the dirt by Lucroy. There is Matt Duffy on deck. Buster Posey behind him. Peralta. About to throw his 77th pitch of the night. Jeanette will get the out at second. Pagan is retired. Blanco moves over to third, and Aoki is safe at first. And here comes Duffy with 1 out, runners at first and third. First time in the game, I beg your pardon, the second time in the game the Giants have gotten a runner to third. With 2 down in the 4th, and Pence batting. There was a wild pitch that got Duffy to third. The catcher, Lucroy, after a quick chat with Peralta back behind the plate. You see the panoramic view of how the Brewers are playing it. The outfield straightaway. The infield, the middle infielders, double play depth with Jeanette over towards second a bit, playing Duffy to pull.
Biggest at bat in the game for the Giants right here. We're down 4-0.
Well, this could be 2. There's 1. And the inning is over. 6 shutout innings for Peralta. Dwayne Kuiper returns for the radio side. On to the 7th inning. New pitcher coming in for the Giants, trailing 4-0.
local Toyota dealer. For the Brewers, 4 runs on 8 hits, no errors. The Giants, no runs on 4 hits and no errors. Willie Peralta, first start after coming off the disabled list, he has been fantastic. 78 pitches and 6 strong. Matt Cain righted his ship, really started to throw better as the game wore on. And now it is a bullpen game. Gerardo Parra really has been the guy who has swung the most destructive bat. And right now we have a new pitcher. It's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. And here to tell you all about it, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, so Petit to Peralta, and it's high and foul. There are times when you just wish a guy would stay on the DL, and that's what the Giants are too late to wish for with Peralta. Blanco stays in the game.
Peralta, since coming off the DL, I mean, remember, he last pitched May 22nd. He has not shown any signs of rust.
One and two. Top of the order on deck. Out of play. Very promising inning in the 6th. It's like, all right, here we go. Right guy's up.
Just have to show a little more patience.
Who, me? Or?
Oh, Giants. But you're right. That double play hurt.
Cued. Foul. There's only a few of those in this series.
Selfie? What do you think? Well said.
One and two. 6th pitch to Willie Peralta. Seventh pitch to Willie Peralta. There's full moon.
Close to it.
And we're at, we can't see it. Must be behind us. Two and two.
Peralta taking this at bat like he's an everyday hitter. When you look at his swing and you look at the success that he hasn't had as a hitter, and they just don't equate.
Got him. Stay tuned for the wrap. That's going to come up after the game. Mike will also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KNBR 680. We talk from time to time about there are mornings when we do the show where afterward we don't remember.
Yeah.
Today.
Well, that happens. That's an early hour. I mean, that's, if it wasn't for the show, you'd be cranking out another 2 or 3 hours.
Here's the dilemma. As Parra stands in. Driven into Triple's alley. And Parra has got another hit. This will be his 3rd hit, and he's going to end up at 3rd with a triple. So the Giants cannot keep Parra off the bases the 6th time in this game.
He has got a good swing going. And he can be streaky. Little two-seamer. I mean, that's a good pitch to hit. It always seems when guys get it going, they get good pitches to hit. And he finds a gap, and with his speed, I mean, he strolled into 3rd base.
Infield will play in again. Lucroy's been the benefactor to these at bats with Parra getting on base all the time. He's 2 for 3. So the dilemma is you need to get up at the latest a half an hour before you do the show, just to check out what's going on. Right?
Yeah, you got to check out what's going on. You have a cup of coffee.
So if you get up at like 6:45 or 6:30, do you really risk sleeping another half hour? I mean, it's like, because the risk is you sleep right through it,
which has happened. Not to you. You're pretty good.
Close.
No, that one will not be used again.
No.
You don't see that very often.
A beat up ball by a beat up cameraman.
That hurt.
1 ball and 1 strike. Infield in. Low. 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's right off the end of the bat. And he's got a little scoop out of the top of that bat. Those edges are sharp. They meet the horsehide.
Good hanger, and he fouls it back. I'm just glad that you don't get that ball that's frayed in play, because you're going to feel it and throw it, and who knows what's going to happen.
Oh, that'd be a gift. You could not throw that thing straight. There's a little piece of the ball, of the leather that's sort of laid open like that. It's going to make a little noise, too.
It's a gift for you, but not for an infielder.
I don't worry about the infielders. I just expect you to catch it no matter what.
Catching it's not a problem. Out of play. It's 2-2. Parra at third. 1 out. Petit pitching for the strikeout. And now Lucroy gets tired of waiting.
Yeah, he shook off Buster 3 times to get to a curveball. Shook off fastball in, shook off slider away, shook off fastball away. Finally got to number 2. And that had some hang time on it.
Probably why Buster's not calling it. Is that Mike's favorite spot?
Well, it is on a night like tonight where it's warmer than you would normally see it here at AT&T, and that means it's a good night for ice cream. Head over to Ghirardelli's.
I'm trying to think about what night it's not.
For ice cream, there is no bad night.
Completely agree. Buster knocked it down. I don't know how he did it. 3-2.
He's made a couple plays in that run at third base that have been exceptional, and you can add this one to it.
He got one off his thumb or his wrist.
And the breaking ball, Scud just manages to get the tip of his web in front of that baseball, stopped it.
Three and two. Out of play. Petit rubs up a new baseball. Giants trying to keep it close. They've still got 9 more outs to try to get back into this one.
Right now, Petit has to get some better location. I mean, he's really given Lucroy some pretty good pitches to hit. He has to be on the corners.
into center field. Parr is going to score the third time in this game. It's 5-0. So here's Gomez. Gomez is 1 for 3, doubled in the first. Outside, 1 ball and no strikes. Check swing, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Brewers have scored in the first, third, fourth, and now here in the fifth, and they had a runner at third with only 1 out in the fifth. The Yankees hold on to beat the Rangers. I checked the temperatures. Dave Fleming's probably watching somewhere on assignment. He's going to laugh knowing that we're checking the weather, but 100, 101, and 103 Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Side retired.
It's the way we like it.
Oh, I can't wait. Adjust the wardrobe for that. 5-0 Milwaukee. For Milwaukee. Giants Baseball and Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Share the wonder, share the love at MontereyBayAquarium.org/love. So the Giants trying to put something together here in the 7th inning. Buster Posey's going to lead things off. Posey, Pence, and Belt.
Just a little more rosin, if you would. Thank you. I'm good.
So here's Posey. And the pitch. Buster takes down low.
You think about what Peralta has done coming into the 7th inning here with his pitches. I mean, he's right where he needs to be.
2-0.
A very impressive start for a guy just coming off the DL.
Posey swinging and a miss. So a lot of movement on that pitch.
And you know, he hasn't thrown the changeup a lot tonight. It's pretty much a lot of fastballs, and when he's gone to a specialty pitch, it's been with the curveball. But you can see that changeup's a good one, and there's 3 pitches he can strike you out with. And the impressive thing about the changeup, and then he hasn't thrown a lot of them tonight. He threw it in a 2-0 count. That's when it's most effective, when you can throw that changeup in a fastball count. He's got it going.
And Buster's going to take the walk. So here's Pence. That's Will Smith in the bullpen. Pence with a couple of strikeouts tonight. The pitch. Swinging a drive to right. Parra back. It's going to be off archway number 3. Posey into second, then to third, and now Pence into second. And the Giants are in business here in the 7th.
And I think he went up there with that in mind, that he was going to think right field. Thought he was pulling off the ball. The first 2 at-bats, he had strikeouts here. One of the few location mistakes we've seen Peralta make. And Pitts with a strong front shoulder, staying locked, let that ball get to him deep and take it off the wall right. And Peralta realizing that he gave a good hitter a good pitch to hit, and that's going to be it for Peralta.
When it's time for a change, things speedy. Oil change and auto service. Your oil change tune-up in Brake Experts. We'll be back.
CSN Bay Area. It's going to be Jake Peavy on the hill for the Giants, taking on Mike Fiers. You get complete pre and post game coverage. And Giants insider Alex Pavlovich right here at CSNBayArea.com. The home of the authentic Giants fan is right here at CSN.
So lefty against lefty. Smith.
See what Will Smith has done in 46 games. 4-1 with a 1.75 ERA. 50 strikeouts in 36 innings. He's got good stuff. Just 40 base runners allowed. And he's eating up right-handers.
And a breaking ball to Belt, and it's down low.
A low 90s fastball with 2 types of breaking ball he'll throw at you. And he's got some electricity in that arm.
Belt on the ground. Jeanette will throw out Belt. Posey will score. Pence to third. So it is a productive out, but what the Giants need are base runners. And here's Crawford. Little one. First game. Got the certificate to prove it.
Torrin James Kendall, welcome aboard. Love to have you.
Crawford is 1 for 2. And he takes a strike on a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Crawford drives one to right. Parra on the move. Parra is going to make the diving catch, and coming in to score is Pence, and it's 5-2.
Well, with Parra out in right field, you get Gold Glove defense, and he really shows on this play. Crawford just a strong-handed hook job to right field, and Peralta takes away extra bags. And he can't prevent the sac fly. I mean, in the end, he gets the RBI, but what a nice defensive play from Parra.
Yeah, a lot of teams that come in here and guard Triples Alley, and you can run forever on that ball. But the Brewers not hanging out in Triples Alley. Outside to Adrianza, who's 0 for 2. The Giants have played in games where he's been the difference maker in the outfield.
Many times.
1-2 to Adrianza. Blanco to follow. Out of play. This is slashed into the seats.
Stay alive, Hack. Just not a lot of lower body in this.
Down low. No swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Phil Cuzzy, first base umpire, saying no swing. He'll be behind the plate tomorrow in the finale of this 3-gamer. He's got the spirit.
2-2.
From Racine, Wisconsin.
3-2.
Did that look like an old neighbor?
Yeah. Well, it looked like what we had on our kitchen table when we grew up. 3-2 pitch. A little pop up in the center field. And that'll end the inning. Giants on the board twice. 8th inning coming up. 5-2 Milwaukee.
And this is indeed a special year as we celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Dead. Your special event package will include a ticket to the game versus the Nationals and a commemorative Grateful Dead Giants t-shirt. Reminder, to get the t-shirt, you need to get a special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
So Petit to face Adam Lind here in the 8th inning. Lind, Davis, Jeanette, 5-2 Milwaukee. And a first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Lind has 2 RBIs in this game. And he pops this one down the left field line and out of play.
Souvenir. Never spilled a drop. It's a player. Oh yeah, we're psyched. And I don't need a glove.
0-2 to Lind. Overshift is on and the pitch is wide. Duffy at short. He was signed as a shortstop. Adrianza in shallow right field. He is a shortstop. And Crawford, the shortstop, is playing at second.
And who's on first?
Swing and a miss. We got him. Amy G's here. Let's check in. Amy.
All right, guys, it is time for our Giants in the Community segment. It is sponsored by PG&E, and we're going to roll some footage of the play campaign. It's headed up by the Giants head athletics trainer, David Greshner. He was joined by several Giants players and people from the team. It was created in 2004 by the Professional Baseball Athletic Trainers Society. Play stands for promoting a lifetime of activity for youth, and it focuses on children's health issues and the obesity epidemic in the United States. Play has conducted over 150 events talking about making healthy decisions and living a more active and healthy lifestyle.
Yeah.
Great stuff, guys.
It is great stuff, Amy. Broadcasters should have been out there. Not teaching, but the participants. One and 0 to Chris Davis. Duffy in fair territory. Good footwork by Bell, 2 outs. And here's Scooter Jeanette. Jeanette opened up the 4th inning with a triple. Petit throws. And a strike, and it's 0-1. We're in the 8th.
Good change up there from Petit.
On the ground, Belt knocks it down. He will recover and step on the bag, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants now will come up with Blanco Pagan in the pitcher's spot. for Eastern's Giants post-game live highlights, reaction, analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. So Blanco's going to lead things off here in the 8th inning. Blanco came in as a pinch hitter and promptly singled in the right field in the 6th. Now facing Will Smith. Had a couple of good movies. There's a called strike and it's 0-1.
Will Smith?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was always a fan of his movies.
Pagan on deck. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Will Smith, the pitcher, earlier this year, he was suspended for having a foreign substance on his arm. That was back in May. Suspended 6 games.
1 and 2.
Put a little pine tar, some stickum on his right forearm, but it was right out there to see. And they came out and checked it.
Was it Freddie Gonzalez?
Yeah, definitely. Atlanta got him.
I think Freddie Gonzalez's point was look, I know we probably have guys that are doing the same thing, but can you hide it a little bit? That's all.
Well, you're right. You've got to be a bit discreet about where you put the stickum in the pine tar. I don't think any hitter in the league has a problem with it because it does allow a guy to have a better firm grip of the ball.
On the ground slowly. And Blanco might beat him there, and he does. It's not Lynn's ball. That's the problem. And Blanco beats it out.
Well, we're going to make it our 4th right choice. And with Blanco, I mean, if it's going to be a foot race between Blanco and Will Smith, I mean, he's going to win it every time. And Smith did not get a great jump. Lynn leaves his position, throws the ball right where it has to be, but Smith just sort of didn't get a great jump, and then I think he assumed he just automatically had it down. But when you're 6'5", 260, you don't run all that quick anyway. And that gum was no good.
Had another gum incident. Here's Pagan.
Our 4th right choice.
Pagan is 1 for 3. That used to tick me off when I see guys do that, because I'd be the guy to step on that gum and try to figure out what is on the bottom of my spikes.
Yeah, it definitely is something you feel.
Smith to Pagan. Outside corner. 0-2. Justin Maxwell is on deck. Got him. So Pagan is out. And Maxwell's going to hit.
2-seam fastball in the outside corner. And Lucroy hardly even had to move his glove. The way you can kind of extend the strike zone if you're a catcher, just set that target wide. Guy can hit your glove, you don't move it. Sometimes you get the strike, and Will Smith did.
So Council's coming out. He's going to bring in a right-hander. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. lead 5-2.
New pitcher now for Milwaukee will be the right-hander Jeremy Jeffress. This is what he has done in 45 games. 3-0 with a 3.02 ERA. He's got good stuff. You're going to see a mid to high 90s fastball with a hard curveball. Kind of a two-pitch guy, but it's got some electricity to it, as evidenced by the strikeout total that he has amassed this season.
So here's Maxwell with Blanco at first. And Lucroy really just throws his body in front of it, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Duffy on deck. Blanco with his lead. Inside 2-0. Here you see Greg Papa and Sean Estes, our Giants postgame live hosts. That's the best view you're going to get of those two. Oh, there you go.
Just one better.
Swing and a miss, 2-1.
That's 96-mile-an-hour two-seam movement with sink, and that just disappeared.
By the way, Christmas cards for Sonny Gray.
How'd it go tonight?
He shut out the Dodgers.
Wow, nice going.
2-0. 2-1 to Maxwell. 2-2 to Maxwell.
Comes right back in, same pitch, same location.
There's the final score. Two and two. Got him.
3 healthy fastballs down around the knees. Well, just like that, Maxwell sent back. For Jeffress, we said he had liquor stuff. 5 pitches over 95 miles per hour.
Well, Duffy's job here, get on base for Buster Posey.
And justify that rally cap.
Duffy, it's a high fly ball to right for Parra. And that'll end the inning. So nice job by Jeffress. We'll go to the 9th. It's 5-2 Milwaukee.
Honda. We think Gerardo Parra has been that gentleman tonight. A 3-hit night, opened up the game with a opposite field double here, an RBI, and then later on a leadoff triple. He would score 3 times. He was not only good with the bat, he was good with the glove. Gerardo Parra, our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
He was a massive pain to the Giants tonight.
Indeed he was.
It's time for a change. The Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Ryan Vogelsong, the new pitcher now for the Giants. 7-6 with a 4.04 ERA. Still getting acclimated to the bullpen. 100 innings on the year, most of them as he was a starter. Now transitioning into the bullpen when Jake Peavy came off the disabled list.
Segura, and the 1-0 pitch is inside. 2 balls and no strikes. You know, you talk about a number of different things that can determine how you're going to do in a series. And there's a foul back. I don't think any of us are idiots that don't think that the fact that the Giants missed Sonny Gray wasn't a good thing.
Oh, he's an ace. When you're making a run the second half, the more aces you can miss, the better it is.
I don't believe Kazmir was in line to face the Giants, but missing Sonny Gray may not change everything about the series, but you may have a hard time sweeping them. Pretty good attitude.
Oh yeah, leading the league.
Really bright sunshine down in that area too. On the ground to Adrianza, and that's out number 1. I do believe, however, you see this good-looking league, that the last time the Giants faced the Dodgers, I think, did they not miss both Greinke and Kershaw?
They did.
I don't think that's going to happen again the rest of the way.
I'd say I don't think that's going to happen again ever. I mean, it's never happened before.
Yeah, it was like, what? Perez is 0 for 3. Way outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. And you talk about aces. Bumgarner will pitch in Texas. Two balls and 1 strike. There's Bum. Foul back. He did get his hair cut, by the way.
Ooh. That was so close to a newborn. Everybody's good. Yep.
So Bumgarner will pitch Friday night, right? He pitched on Saturday with a day off. Hey, Dave Dravecki.
His wife Jan.
Overachieved in the wife department.
He will not leave early.
He's a good dude.
Yes, he is. So is she. Good couple.
High, 3-2.
Been together a long time. Through thick and thin.
Bumgarner in Arlington, Texas, where he pitched a win in Game 4 of the series in 2010. Swing and a miss. Perez is gone.
93-mile-an-hour fastball with a little cut on the outside corner. Something different about when you're a starting pitcher as opposed to coming out of the bullpen. Out of the bullpen, you could let it hang. You don't really have to save anything. And you don't have to get a guy out 2 or 3 or 4 times. You just have to get him out once.
Here's Shane Peterson. The thing I remember about Bumgarner's win is he struck out. He was what, 20? That's right, because he wasn't old enough to have a cocktail afterward.
That's right.
He struck out Vladimir Guerrero 3 times.
Well, and the Rangers that year were just hard on left-handers all season.
You think he knew what he was doing?
Well, yeah. What he did the next 2 times.
Yeah, now he's just a grizzled veteran that tries to save games instead of start them. Or maybe he only does that in game 7s.
It's pretty cool.
On the ground, Adrianza from the cut of the grass, and Vogelsong with a 1-2-3-9. So 3 to tie, 4 to send everybody home. Posey to lead it off. In 2010, and this is what he looked like. Short hair, bringing it. Vladimir Guerrero. He knew what he was doing.
He absolutely did. I mean, he embraced that arena with the bright lights like nobody we've ever seen. I mean, 8 innings, 3 hits, no runs. Couple of walks, 6 strikeouts. I mean, just brilliance. And I mean, just a little bit of a preview of what was to come. 2012 and 2014.
Here's Buster Posey to lead things off. This is Francisco Rodriguez. Outside to Buster Posey.
Rodriguez still can give you a low 90s fastball with curveball and a really good changeup.
You see, he's perfect in save opportunities.
He's a guy that gets mentioned a lot about possibly moving as we get closer to the deadline, the trade deadline.
And a strike. Completely different pitcher from when the Giants faced them in the World Series in 2002.
He was electric back in 2002.
Oh, goodness.
Mid to high 90s with a curveball from some other planet. Doesn't really have a changeup here either.
Swing and a miss. It's 1-2.
.45% of the time you're going to see a fastball, and then you're going to see a lot of changeups. And oh, by the way, he still has that curveball. But look what the league's hitting against the changeup. 0.53. That's not a lot of success.
One and two to Buster Posey. Went on base twice. Breaking ball, slowly hit. Foul. Buster sniffing out another infield hit. Now don't forget to check out Sportsnet Central tonight after Giants postgame live right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. A lot of rally caps here in the ninth, as you would expect.
It's that time.
Giants have a long road to go. They're down 3. And the 1-2 pitch to Buster Posey. Posey with an emergency swing fouls it out of play.
Staying alive. And the other thing too about Rodriguez, I mean, just the right amount of funkiness in the delivery. And I think his delivery really sets up that changeup, because he comes at you with kneecaps, elbows, just lots of body movement.
Posey drives one to right. Parra going back, and he's going to make the catch for out number 1. So here's Pence. Pence doubled off the wall in right field in the 7th. So he's 1 for 3. And a strike at the knees.
And that's the changeup. I mean, since Trevor Hoffman has retired, Francisco Rodriguez has kind of taken over with that great changeup off of a big motion.
Well, that one had Hunter Pence backpedaling just a little bit.
Trevor Hoffman eligible for the Hall of Fame next year.
Well, that ought to be a no-brainer.
That would be a no-brainer.
On the ground slowly to Segura. He's going to have to hurry, and they got him. I'll tell you what, Bruce Bochy might go to that one. That Hall of Fame induction.
I'd be surprised if he did. I mean, he got 3 World Championships as a manager with all the games he's won in San Diego and here in San Francisco.
And all the games that Bruce Bochy called him out to try to save.
Trevor Hoffman was his guy.
Here's Belt with 2 outs. And Belt takes a strike, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Another sellout crowd here tonight. They're hanging around, seeing if the Giants can pull off a miracle. Tapped foul, and it's now 0-2. Bell trying to get on for Crawford, and then Crawford for Adrianza, and then Adrianza for Blanco. That's how it works. Driven to right. And the inning moves on to Crawford.
What did Dusty Baker used to say? Die hard? Well, that was a die hard at bat right there.
Think lucky.
And think lucky.
Yeah, you get those two going and you never know what might happen.
Die hard, think lucky. Hey. That'll keep you married for a long time.
So here's Crawford. Crawford's 1 for 2. Belt's going to go, and the strike to Crawford.
First pitch changeup.
So Belt moving from first to second. Defense indifference, or nobody cares. It's no balls and 1 strike. Crawford pops it up. Perez over, but it's just into the seats. It's now 0-2.
Yeah, that's the greatest thing about a first pitch changeup, like Rodriguez and Florida, is it sets up the fastball. It makes a 90-mile-an-hour fastball look like 94.
Trevor Hoffman didn't even throw that hard.
No,
Not
at the end.
In the middle of his career and at the end.
Early on, different story.
Oh, and 2 to Crawford. Crawford, swing and a miss, and that's the ball game. So the Giants, they drop this one, and that ends their 6-game winning streak. And this was one of those games, Mike, where the Giants got down early, and it just didn't look like they were ever going to get back into it.
Well, really, Peralta was masterful. I mean, he had 3 really good pitches tonight and a blazing fastball and located it well. I mean, he did not look like he's just coming off the disabled list after a month and a half. And that was the difference in this game.
So the Giants now will take on the Brewers tomorrow to see who's going to win the series. Final score, Milwaukee 5, San Francisco 2. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Eastern's Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap. That's going to start right now.
For your San Francisco Giants, 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors.